Okay, seem to be able to get onto YouTube, no issues nowadays. So I want to test it with my other phone. Okay, I'm live here on YouTube. So no problem. So let's go live on TikTok now. Live on TikTok. Anybody there on YouTube? Last time you guys were great. Okay, time for Insta. Let's go for it. To all my fans in Paris, to all my fans in Paris, France, I am coming for you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Watchman'S Hour with Roshan Melwani, episode 39. What a journey. And yes, you heard what I said. I am coming to Paris. Oh my goodness, I'm delighted I'm a little bit less delighted because of what's going on in the Middle East. Okay, Reese, are you in Paris? Anybody out there in Paris? I'm coming to Paris. So at the start of this week, I'll talk about Arsenal in a bit. At the start of this week, stay with me, I booked tickets to Paris. And the great feeling for me was that I got blessings. Okay, and this hasn't happened in a while. It happened 2 years ago when I went to Dallas. I got blessings from both my father and my uncle to go ahead and go to Paris, and I'll be in Paris for about 12 days. So yes, you heard me. I am coming to Paris. Now, problem here, okay? Let's just look at my trips from COVID forward and go quick, okay? I didn't realize the magnitude of my fandom, my fan base abroad. So right at the end of COVID, when I can travel, I went to Kuala Lumpur. I'm hooked up with the W Hotel there. I know the city well. I've been many, many times. I then believe I went to Tokyo and Osaka. Don't know the cities, but Asia is easy. You can just walk, right? And I had a massive hookup at the Peninsula Hotel in Tokyo, and I had a massive hookup in the Peninsula, in the W Hotel in Osaka. So golden, you can just go down and walk and stuff. When you have a hotel hookup and stuff, you're golden, right? Then I went to Dubai in December and I hooked up with the W Hotel on the Palm. All right. Again, golden, right? Then I went to Dallas and I was staying with family, so no issues. Then I went to Guangzhou, I believe. And if I'm missing something here, someone please tell me. Lisa, Danielle, you're better aware than I am. I went to Guangzhou, complete hookup at the Ritz-Carlton, right? Then went to London last year, and that was such a huge trip. So many celebrities I worked with, so many spottings, and I had a hookup at the Oriental Club, all right? And I didn't go anywhere December, and I've just gone to the W in Macau for 2 nights, and I have a major hookup. I have a problem, okay? I don't know anything about Paris, okay? I need a Paris hookup. Don't tell me, hey, stay at this hotel. No, I need a connection, direct connection, introduction with a hotel owner, a hotel general manager, or a hotel manager, okay, and stuff. So I'm fretting right now because I have nothing. So I can't think forward, right? So I can't think about what clients I will meet, what fan meetups I will do, what celebrity clients that I will agree to meet with, right? Until I have a hotel hookup. Now, I don't know Paris at all. Don't know anything. I knew I'd lived in London for a year, and I knew that I would land in London, and even though I hadn't been there for over 20 years, it would be easy. I knew I was going to Dallas. I hadn't been there like 17 years, but I have my whole family that lives in Dallas. And Alex, I'll answer your questions afterwards, okay? Stay with me. And basically, I'm sorted and stuff, right? So everywhere I've been, I know I'm sorted, but I don't know anything about Paris. I went to Paris in 1984, horrendous trip. I went to Paris in 1998, 2008. Excellent trip. I stayed with a friend of mine. I was a very different person then, and he's a very different sort of friend and stuff. So I'm coming to Paris in July. Okay, I land on the 17th. I leave on the 30th. So you've got me from the 18th to the 29th. So that's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. You're going to be 12 full days in Paris. Okay. But I need a hookup, right? And in return, of course, I will do videos, I will do anything. So basically, what I tell a hotel when I connect with them is that, look, I'm going to shoot my own content and post it. Okay. And if you want to direct me in any way, so put a particular message out, I will do so for you. All right. And then you can shoot your own content, and you can either post your content, or you can, if you don't want to post your content because I'm too controversial, you can give me your content and I will post it and stuff. But I do a lot for the hotels that I stay at. I bring them a lot of great coverage to a very unique worldwide audience. But moreover, I'm not just posting on one platform, right? So I'm posting across 20 platforms, including the 2 Chinese ones, right? So it is a great deal for the hotel. The problem is I don't know anybody. I don't know contacts. Like I said, for all the places I've stayed. So W Kuala Lumpur, Peninsula Tokyo, W Osaka, Ritz-Carlton Guangzhou, and the Oriental Club in London, and the W on the Palm in Dubai. I had a contact. So I need a contact for Paris. If you want to help me, and even if you cannot help me yourself, but you know someone who can help me, let's get this done. Give me some help here so I can get the hotel shit out of the way and start focusing on meeting and engaging with my fans and my clients and my celebrity clients in Paris, just like I did in all the cities that I've visited before. So when I made this booking, I was just like, this is like a dream. I mean, this is like a dream. But then when I looked at hotel prices, I mean, they are just disgusting. I mean, they're insane. I've never seen more expensive hotel prices for the tiniest of rooms in my entire fucking life. And remember, we are 5 people, right? So I need at least 2 rooms. And even in Paris, they don't want you can't have a basic room with more than 2 people staying in it, right? So I really need a great Paris hookup, okay? Multiple Paris hookups, please. You know what I mean? Put me in touch with someone big time in Paris. Put me in touch with someone big time who owns a hotel. Put me in touch with someone big time who's a general manager or a hotel manager, okay? Put me in touch with someone who has a home that they will rent out to me for the 2 weeks. You know what I mean, like an amazing fucking apartment and stuff, right? I need help. Now, I very rarely reach out for help, but I definitely need help in Paris. And Paris, I'm coming for you. Seriously, I'm coming. My wife and my children are so excited, but I can't get to that level because I feel very uncomfortable because I don't have a hotel booking yet. So this is what I need help for. Only got Danielle on YouTube. Hope others join. Now, basically, I can actually take questions immediately. Okay. We've got Felix McDonald, Godcast, Tom, JB, Liam, Doman Savary, Brian Knight, Reese, and Ozzy all ask a question. I don't need to know that you're not helping me. Just want to know if you are helping me. And then I've got a bunch of people on TikTok like Jay Board and Ali Mughal and McCoy and Geo. So if you want to ask questions now, and they're great questions, obviously it's not helping saying I got you in Dallas, I got myself in Dallas. Otherwise, I'll go on talking. So it's interesting. I haven't been to Europe since 1996. Okay. I first went to Europe in 1984 with my father and mother. My sisters were very young. I was only 7 years old. Reese, let's just focus on the hotel first. Once the hotel is secure, we can talk about fucking anything you wanted to do with Paris. As you said, you were in Australia before. I'm not shooting you down, but you're talking nonsense to me. Stay with me and absorb, okay? It was a horrendous trip, right? I've told this story a number of times to very close friends, all of which are shed, and perhaps some reporters as well, okay? The silly questions Lisa and Danielle can answer and so forth for the sake of the audience, you know what I mean? Who I don't want to chase away, of course. I mean, the bigger the audience, the better. I want you guys to stay with me. It was a horrendous trip. I'll tell you why. So I'm 7 years old. We're leaving the two little girls, my sisters, at home. This is my real mom. My parents are still married at that time. And my granddad gives me a pouch full of sterling. Do you know what sterling is? Jesus Christ, the amount of people who don't know what sterling is. You know, the amount of people in the United States that don't know what sterling is. It's just remarkable. I don't understand the education system in your country. You know what I mean? So he gives me a whole pouch of sterling, and we fly to London, and my parents steal that pouch from me. They literally confiscate it from me. This is a damn shame. There's a lot of sterling in it. So we get to London, and we do a few dinners at some really big places. Like, so we're going to the dinners with people, members of Parliament and members of the House of Lords, and it was quite incredible, these dinners. And I was, where do you want an appointment with me? In Paris or in Hong Kong? So we're staying at, I think, the Grosvenor House Hotel, if I'm not mistaken, and it's a beautiful hotel. And we're just there a couple of days. We don't go see Big Ben. We went to see the Big Ben from the outside. Yeah, we went to see the Crown Jewels. I remember that. All right, but other than that, we didn't do much. And so we went for some incredible dinners to these houses that look from, I can't remember that fucking show's name. I never watched it. My wife and daughters watched it all. You mean like throwback show about England and stuff. You guys could probably know better. And you know, guys are dressed in their tuxedos or tail suits for dinner. My dad was just doing weird stuff with cash and whatever. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. Seriously, I really don't know. I mean, like, we once, like, you can block this guy straight away, right? Lisa, for saying silence peasant. Yes, I watch rugby. So I remember we took a black cab. We're leaving the hotel, and the black cab meter's running up, and then the guy goes to, you can buy shout outs on my Cameo, my leading creator on Cameo. The guy, my dad tells the guy, turn around, I need to get more pounds. I mean, why didn't you just take more pounds in the first place? It's so odd. So there are a couple of days when we do this, I don't know, 2 or 3 bus toured Europe. So it's the same passengers and the same same tour guide and the same driver. And it was horrendous because my dad was so cheap. And it was just so horrendous. So we stayed at the shittiest hotels, the three of us in one room. And the beds were so hard, it was disgusting. Okay. We drove from city to city. We went to everywhere. We went to Paris. We went to Munich. We went to Frankfurt. We went to Madrid. We went to Rome. We went to Florence. We went to Pisa. We went to Vienna. Okay. I mean, it's just incredible stuff, right? All we got to eat for breakfast every day was like a hard piece of toast with marmalade, not even jam, and no butter. And like black coffee. I'm fucking 7. Okay. I'm fucking starving. We're driving on the shitty coach. Anything I asked my father to buy for me, I didn't talk to my dad at that time, right? And I asked my mom to buy for me. She asked my dad, and he said, no, we're in Frankfurt, and I want to have a Frankfurter. And I told him no. We went to Monaco as well. All right. I was miserable. We went to the most glorious cities on the planet. We did fuck all. We get to the Leaning Tower of Pisa. My dad and mom are like, no, we're not going up. We're not getting in that line. So we just stand there because we're waiting for the other people in the tour group anyways who are going up. So why don't we just go up anyways, right? Doesn't make any sense. We're Leaning Tower of Pisa. The other people in the tour bus are all going up, but we don't go up, all right? We go to the Eiffel Tower. The other people in the tour are going up the Eiffel Tower, but we don't want to wait. I mean, we didn't go for any meals. We ate just what the garbage the tour gave us. It was the world's worst vacation. Okay. So on the cheap. What was the point? You know what I mean? So we got to London, and then it was a lot better. And we got back to London, it was a lot better because we stayed there for nearly a week. And my dad was just doing business. And there's a very famous story where I got lost in Harrods, I think it was. So I'm literally lost. And then, you know, I get taken to an office and they do something on the sound system, you know, saying my name or whatever. I can't remember. But these 2 ladies, I'm in this office, and these 2 ladies, and I tell these 2 ladies exactly what my parents said, that my grandfather gave me all this sterling and they pinched it from me. And when my mom came to finally find me in this office, right, the 2 women told her off so bad. They said, we know what you've done to your son. You've nicked his sterling. And my mom was obviously super embarrassed. So she takes me back to the hotel, and we had 2 rooms, one where my dad was working from, and one from where we would sleep. And then they beat me. She told him the story that I told the women that they'd nicked my sterling, and then the two of them started to beat me. Okay, it was insane. I mean, they're just beating me in a London hotel room, and I'm 7 years old, right? Violently beating me because I told two white women after I got lost. I'm sitting. I told them a true story that I've had the most miserable time. They asked me, "How's your trip?" I was like, "I'm dying here." Right? My grandfather gave me all the sterling. My parents aren't fucking feeding me. They nicked my sterling. So these two women tell my mom off when she finds me in the office after I got lost in Harrods, and then she told my dad, and then they go ahead and beat me. I mean, this sort of fucking upbringing I had. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not even asking for fucking. I'm not asking for sympathy. I'm just trying to explain to you, give you some relevance of where I come from. My parents ended up splitting when I was 11, and I was 7, and stuff. Lisa, we don't need your commentary. Seriously, we just need your help. Okay, your commentary doesn't help. So yeah, so then I went. That was 84. Then I went to Paris in 90. Don't think I went in 96 to London in 96. I went to Paris in 98. Am I missing a trip? I don't know. I thought I'd been 3 times. I went in 98, right? I was at NYU at the time. So I went there for spring break, and my buddy from NYU was doing a semester in Paris. So we stayed at his apartment, really piece of shit apartment, no heat, so cold. I had to use my Sam Taylor overcoat, my Sam Taylor cashmere coat as a blanket. Okay, literally. Okay, it was ridiculous. And a shitty fucking apartment. Couldn't get hot water, couldn't get good drip and stuff. And but at least we had a lot of meals and we walked around and stuff. We didn't go into the Louvre because of the line. We didn't go up to the Eiffel Tower because of the line. This guy had no money. He didn't have a dollar. His name is Dharmesh Barucha. We ended up falling out over something because I went on to become wealthy and he didn't, and so forth. And I don't know where he is, but we were very close. He even came to Hong Kong and visited me in maybe the year 2000, 2001, and stayed with me one summer. And I took him everywhere. And he had no money. I paid for everything. I paid for everything in Paris as well. You know what I mean? At least I got to crash with him. I paid for everything. I paid for groceries, everything. But that trip was amazing because all we did was walk around, eat these long baguettes. You know what I mean? I was drinking at the time, so we'd, every hour or so we'd stop at a different cafe and, open a bottle of rosé. It was an incredible trip. But that 1996 is a long time ago. That's 20 years. So it's already more than 20 years now since I was last in Paris because that was like February or March, right? So by the time I get there in July, it's going to be over 20 years since I've been to Paris, and I need a hotel connection. You know what I mean? So I can't pay rack, right? The rates are ridiculous. I need great accommodation. I'm willing to do great influencer work in any capacity for them. Like for the Oriental Club last time, whilst they didn't want me to broadcast their room, I did have a suite, a 3-part suite, a living room, a bedroom, and a big bathroom. It was big, but I mean, it wasn't the quality of like the W or the Ritz-Carlton, the Peninsula for me to broadcast. But I did speak there. I did tag from there. I'm still tagging from there. I gave the members a speech, and I hosted all my celebrity clients there. I did a live stream from there with Lesford, and then obviously introduced them to everyone. Obviously, I got Alan Shearer there as well, which is huge, and introduced them to all their staff, and everyone took photos. I mean, this is, prestige stuff and also priceless stuff. So I can do a lot of stuff, but I need help. I need help with a hookup, and then I can start planning other stuff, whether I speak at universities or do a meet and greet, or I see clients at the hotel, or I organize something with celebrity clients and stuff. I can't think that far forward until I have a hotel hookup. So once again, if anybody has a genuine hotel hookup for me in Paris, please help me out. Okay, you can DM me. Best to do is email me at web@samstaylor.com, and we can make this work. If you have friends in Paris, maybe no one watching right now is from Paris and stuff, but if you have a friend in Paris, contact that friend in Paris for me, and that would help me a lot. It's starting to feel a bit hot now, but how's my jacket? You guys like the way I look? I'm all white today for a reason. I'm going to a memorial service. Okay, so how's my week been? I generally talk backwards. I started talking forwards, and then I enjoyed it doing backwards, but I'm going to start from forwards again. When I spoke to you last, I said I was a happy guy, and I was a happy guy. The races are draining, honestly. I'm not a gambler, right? We're confined to the same glorious box every time, glorious suite every time. because the kids are only allowed in that suite. All right. So the food is good. I'm telling you, it's very good. But the setup is the same every single time, right? So okay, fine, whatever. And then I'm in the penultimate race this time. Last time I was in the last race, and I came second. And the hype in the 2 week build up to him running was so huge, so huge, so huge, because he had an 8 month layoff and he was progressively doing better and better and culminating and losing first place on a photo finish. I've told the story over and over. It's on all my feeds and stuff. You can watch my videos. I hope all you guys are watching my videos. I mean, I post unique content on every platform every single day, and it gives you a real insight into all the different things that I do. And if you're not watching my videos daily, whichever platform you follow, then you're missing out, seriously. And it's tough for you to catch up and know what we're talking about. Like, so for example, Lisa and Danielle, who are watching this live, will know anything and everything that I'm talking about because they watch my videos daily, they see my stories daily, and I encourage all of you to do so, because there is no content creator like me, right? I'm bringing unique stuff out of a city like Hong Kong every single day. You know what I mean? Government stuff, high-end stuff, wealthy stuff, life of the rich and famous stuff, right? I mean, obviously, I'm wealthy and I'm well known. So you're getting that sort of content. So you should really be watching my videos, not just for me slapping ass. How long was it? When was the last time I actually posted a slap ass video? I very rarely post them. And I've always been honest with you guys. And I said that if it wasn't for all the bans, then all my videos, right, are slapping ass videos. I've now accumulated 400 ass slapping videos, which I'm, very wary and apprehensive about posting. But I did start a new Instagram channel called Sam Steeler Violations. I don't nurture that at all, but because I'm not getting that much love there. But if I do get more love there, if you all go to Sam Steeler Violations, give me some love there, I'll post another unique ass slapping video that you've never ever seen before. Now, I went to the races and I looked immaculate and I wore my Nehru, and I said to you in one of the videos, if you've watched my videos, my videos are long. They're not short, 28 seconds, 1 minute, 28 seconds, 2 minutes, 28 seconds. They can be virtually 3 minutes or more. Okay. And so you've got to watch it because you're going to miss a lot of stuff if you don't watch it through. They're extremely informative. You're getting a window into a lifestyle in Hong Kong of somebody. You know what I mean? You're not going to get this type of content anywhere else. To give you an example, you can go to YouTube and watch shorts. And CNN, The Economist, The New York Times, MS Now, Fox News will give you their same version of some CNN reporter going up against Donald Trump and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Other people out there spewing the same shit, or other people out there are just one genre. So like workouts or something, or Premier League analysis and stuff, right? But I have a huge variety of content. Okay, huge variety of content. And it's going to be good for you if you guys sit and watch, because nobody else is providing that sort of content and in a comical way, right? You can get commentary, like like someone do a report on Hong Kong, a report on racing in Hong Kong, this that, but you're not getting an actual horse owner, owner of a 5-time winning horse, actually giving you the insights, right? The absolute visuals of what is actually going on. So definitely watch all my videos from beginning to end, from first minute to second, from first second to second minute, from first second to third minute, from first second to seventh minute. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to get great insight into a fabulous city. Now, there's 4 people on YouTube. One is Danielle, one is me. Could the other 2 announce themselves and say who they are? So I waited all the way to the penultimate race, right, which is like at 5:20 or something, and finally kicked off at like 5:30, 5:45, and finally I was there. Jesus, it's that 4-hour wait. You know what I'm saying? Is just like killer. You know what I mean? Because I'm not there for anybody else. I'm there for me. Hi, Hesip. Is that how you pronounce your name? Text is very small. I appreciate you. And the hype over that week, the hype over the previous 2 weeks when you lost a photo finish, right? Everybody, the public was all on my side. I keep telling you that. I've said this over and over again. The amount of strangers that ask me for selfies, the amount of strangers that wish me good luck, the amount of strangers behind me, my right, my left, join me when I watch the race and cheer come on, especially after that first 5 wins in 15, right? He's on such a, now he's 0 for 12, right? You know what I mean? I want this for the public. I want one more win. I just keep telling you this, one more win for the public. Now, look, I'm going to post a video, which is my reaction. I might do it tomorrow, okay? It's going to be on a carousel. It'll be the last video on the carousel. Watch all the videos on the, go through the carousel. There'll be 3 videos on the carousel, okay? The last video, see how I feel when I get home, okay? I posted this a week ago on my Patreon, and I'm gonna expose the video and stuff, all right? So really watch through my stuff, whether they're carousels, long videos, shorts, whatever. Don't skip. Don't skip, and don't just focus on the ass slapping stuff that gets so many views. Now, I've been banned so many times. I got banned 3 times over 3 consecutive days in Macau, so I'm definitely shadow banned. My videos that I'm posting, even if they're under 3 minutes, are getting garbage views. Well, I'm 580,000 followers on main. I'm getting 2,000 fucking views for a video that gives you fucking amazing insight into, Hong Kong racing, an owner's journey. You know what I mean? I've been giving you an owner's journey, seriously, from race 1 to race 27 over the last 3 years. You know what I mean? The emotions, the hype, the wins, footage that nobody else ever has been able to provide, okay? Nobody else ever has been able to provide this footage. And this goes with the government stuff that I've done. I showed you stuff with Carrie Lam, a former chief executive. I even hosted her for lunch. I hosted in my store. I've showed you my side-by-sides with her. I've showed you my side-by-sides with John Lee a number of times. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to watch me. There is no, you tell me, there's no, I'm the most unique content creator on the planet, okay? And all my content is relevant. I'm the most unique content creator on the planet, and all my content is relevant, and you've got to watch me. And I need to secure this hotel booking for Paris, so I feel good. You know what I mean? I feel good. So, and then he comes nowhere. He comes 8th. All right. And I've got fucking 30,000 people behind me cheering him on out of 90 fucking thousand people who are there in attendance. And, like, I just hang my head in shame and walk away. I mean, even if he made a game for it, coming in 2nd and 3rd, okay, it's all right. But I mean, he let down everybody. You know what I mean? And in the build-up, I told you on Sunday, every fucking newspaper wrote about him. And, I posted 3 of the articles in like connected. I made a little video and I posted that on my Insta as well. Chinese news, English news, everyone. We talk so much about him and stuff. He's just let everybody down. I don't know when the fuck he's going to race again. You know what I mean? But I'll tell you one thing, the jockey Dylan, that he's been on him the 2 times, coming 2nd, coming 8th, is the best jockey I've ever worked with. He's so transparent and so sweet. He has, you know what I mean? Yes, he has some pride and arrogance to him, but when he speaks to me, he's so transparent and so sweet. He's the best jockey I ever worked with. I really hope he keeps riding my horse, but it's very, very doubtful because my trainer has some now super jockey coming to town and stuff. He might switch him to that, and I hope he doesn't. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? My trainer, you can't argue with a trainer that brings you 5 wins, all right? So you really can't. You just can't argue with a trainer. If you bring you 0 wins, right, then you can have a conversation with the guys. Brought you 5 wins, you leave the guy alone, and to do what he wants to do. So, when people ask me why this distance, why this show, I say, listen, they don't understand. They don't understand. You don't talk to a trainer. You don't argue with a trainer that has 5 wins. So my Patreon account is really, really buzzing. I just want to throw that in. It is subscription. The money doesn't go to me. The money goes to somebody in England who runs the Watchman'S Hour shorts for me and stuff. It's about £9 to join, or $9 US. I'm not sure what it is. But there is BTS that you will not see anywhere, right? Like, it is very emotional stuff as well that I show off. And it's also very revealing stuff. So if you want to see my body and stuff, right, you can see, really my pants or my underwear pulled down. It's still legal. But you won't see that anywhere else. That's all on my Patreon. Subscribe for 1 month. See if you like it. If you don't like it, you can always, cancel your subscription. But subscribe for 1 month. It's not very, very expensive. I told you last week I passed 5,000 videos on Cameo. incredible. I mean, for someone like me. So, I'm fighting on all fronts always. I really am fighting on all fronts always. I was so upset. I had no energy to be angry after the loss. I mean, it was a damning loss to come eighth. You know what I mean? He was third favorite for the race. It was a damning loss to come eighth. It really, amount of people that supported me. I'm going to put this carousel out tomorrow. You guys watch it and you tell me what you think. Now, I put out a video. I made my wife a couple of dresses, I think. I remember these one, possibly two, many years ago. And then on all three of my Instas, on my TikTok, on my YouTube is this video of me making my wife a bunch of outfits up in the lounge. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It didn't get much coverage or comments. I don't know why, but this is me literally live working on stuff for my wife. Scroll back and watch it. So the outfits are done. I took my time and so forth. And we went out Friday night, and she wore one of the outfits for the first time. She was so happy. She was over the moon, right? One, she looks amazing. My wife is a fucking babe. Have you guys seen my wife? Have you guys seen my wife? Looks like no one's seen my wife. My wife's a fucking babe. So two, she's wearing an outfit that I made her. So I put a video out. See if you can find it somewhere. If you can find it somewhere, share it, like it, forward it to everyone. See if you can find it before it goes public. That would be great. And send it to me and say, hey, Roshan, I found it. And it's a great video. And I hope you enjoy it. And the haters, like the scumbags, especially the Cindy scumbags in Hong Kong. Remember the Cindy scumbags in Hong Kong? They'll say, oh my God, how can you do that to his wife? And how could she star in that video and all this garbage? I mean, they're just nothing. They have no fame. They have no name. They may be rich, but nobody knows them. And if they say they're happy that way, they're lying too. We've spoken about this before, that I believe intrinsically every human wants to be the hero. Every human wants to be the star. Every human wants to be the romanticist. It's wired into us chemically and genetically. It has been since the dawn of time. We've got, now again, I've got a ban on my Insta. This happens all the time. 10 minutes into my TikTok live, I get banned. I have no idea why. Danielle, if you're still there on TikTok, can you see if you can send a message? Because the screen is fucking frozen. I don't know if anyone can see me. Or what have I even said for TikTok to ban me? This is the thing. This is just weird stuff all the time that happens. You know what I mean? Those 3 bans in Macau daily was just me posting videos of me and Sario, me and Rian. You know what I mean? I do me and Rian in a swimming pool. Awesome swimming pool. W, I've spoken about this. He's wearing a top, right? Get banned for that. Me and Saria do a restaurant tour for the most magnanimous restaurant ever. Get banned for that. I mean, it's fucking stupid. I don't even understand what the fuck is going on with these Western apps. I don't get it. I mean, I don't get you guys in the West. I don't get your rules on political correctness. I don't get your DEI shit. I didn't think I'm going to end up fucking talking about this until I get this ban just now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you white countries, especially USA. I mean, you got some weird shit going on in your minds. You got some weird fucking people in your country. Seriously. You know what I mean? Some fucking weird people. You know what I mean? I think all these people were abused as children. You know what I mean? In some way or another. And now they're taking their anger out on the world, thinking they're heroes, trying to blanket protection of children in some ways, but it's all bullshit. You know what I mean? I call this stuff woke. I throw in the woke category. You know what I'm saying? A labor of love to the woman we love is really noble. I agree, Roshan. I don't know what the fuck that means. I like the sound of it, but I don't even know what you're talking about. And it's funny. My wife was so thankful that night for the outfit. So thankful. And I'm just like, you're so silly. You're my wife. Stop thanking me and stuff. You know what I mean? Very different between me and my wife. I'm not into things. You know what I mean? I call it shanyu. I think Cindy for shanyu is things. And I'm not into things. I'm into value. You know what I mean? I got this watch in 2006. That means it's going to be 20 years old in a couple of weeks. All right. And it's still going strong. You know what I mean? I'm into value and stuff. I bought this. I can't remember when I got this jacket. It's at least 10 or 15 years old. I mean, look at the gold. I mean, just actually fucking look at it. It looks fucking great. So let's move on to, let's forget about my work week for a little while. Let's move on to clothes and stuff, right? I want to know from you guys, right? Do you dress up or not? Like, I always dress up. The only time I'm not dressed up is I'm at home in a t-shirt and shorts or pajamas and stuff, right? But I mean, I've always said to all of you, you've got to dress up if you go out. You can't be going out in shorts, guys. Girls, you can't be going on like, these supposedly outside wear pajama bottoms from Zara or H&M or Cotton On or Uniqlo and stuff, right? It's not attractive at all. You know what I mean? Like, there's no excuse for being a slob. You know what I mean? You saying you're a slob, there's no excuse. It's disgusting. Stuff turns me off. I've talked before about how many women I've seen in my store and they're stunning, but they wear the shittiest clothes and then the nails are not done. And how gorgeous they may be, but I'm just not into it. And women who can be less attractive, a little bit more plump, but from head to toe, her heels are amazing, her toenails are amazing, her clothes are amazing, her makeup is amazing, her lashes and her brows and her hair are amazing, is much, much, much more attractive to me and stuff. So I'm always dressed up. And my kids are always dressed up. My kids now have inherited the bags that I bought my wife early in our relationship. So we've got 2 Dior saddlebags, for example, which Serena went online to check. And 1 second. And they have gained 6 times in value from when I bought them for these 2 vintage Dior bags. And there's a lot. I've got Fendi's. I've got this beautiful Loewe one, also 20 years old and stuff. Saria rocks it, and so forth. So I buy things of value. You know what I mean? So I bought my wife the most incredible Dior bag in London. Right now, it's only hers. She's used it a couple of times, but I buy things of significant value and so forth, and that are different and are punchy. You know what I mean? My wife says, get me a Birkin. I was like, you must be fucking stupid. My wife has a lot of ordinary bags, which I can't understand why she bought. I mean, ordinary when I say they're very classy and simple. But if I'm going to buy them for her, they need to be punchy and stuff. So you know how I am. I'm punchy and so forth. But I dress up for everything, right? Regardless of where I'm going to go for dinner and stuff. You know what I mean? And, I've told all of you guys, men and women, you've got to dress up. You know what I mean? You owe it to yourselves and you owe it to humanity and you owe it to the people around you. I have a great client in town, okay? And he comes to see me every 2 years. He's from Georgia, okay? He's just a few years older than me. See, I'm 49, maybe he's 53, okay? And he's paid, okay? He's got a lot of money and stuff. And he's wearing shorts every day when he comes to see me here. And every place that he's planning to go to, he asks me, can I wear shorts? I said, no. Fucking put pants and a shirt on at least, right? It's like, I don't go to places where you have to wear shorts. So you know what I mean? And this guy's more mature than me. He's more wealthy than me, perhaps, and stuff. And, he has so much clothes from me. He has more clothes than I have clothes, okay, from me and stuff. He has more clothes than I have clothes. And I don't know. I don't know why he likes to dress down. Like, it's not my thing. If I'm in a different city, I'm not wearing shorts walking around. I'm wearing jeans and a t-shirt. And my jeans cost a fortune. And my t-shirt costs a fortune. And my socks cost money. And my fucking shoes cost a fortune and stuff, right? So I've got different outfits for everything. But I'm always going to be dressed up. I'm always going to be dressed up. If I'm going to the pool, I'm not going to buy that Valerium, whatever the fuck is called, fucking 300, 400 US for trunks, but I'll be wearing Vioris all the time. So I'm always going to fucking dress up. You'll never see me not dress. And I tell my kids the same thing. And definitely my girls now, they'll never leave the house unless they're well dressed. And, in their crowd, yeah, they've got parents who are as wealthy as us, who are wealthier than us, and so forth. But my girls don designer bags wherever they go and stuff. And I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of them embracing that, realizing that my girls do their makeup and they take their makeup seriously and so forth. And Sari is very good with her makeup. And, I'm very, very proud of that, and take their hair seriously and stuff. You can't go out scruffy. Now, I may not have the greatest relationship with my girls, but I think they understand the family that they belong to. I know they understand that wherever they go, they're recognized, right? Because wherever we go, even before social media, I've told you this over and over, wherever we went in Hong Kong, people will come up to us and say hi, right? Probably people come up to us and say hi less. The more they know about this, the less they'll approach us and stuff. Because people are just jealous bastards. That's just the way it is. You know what I mean? The friend that shut me told me, why do you always see people are jealous? I'm telling you, they're fucking jealous. People are fucking jealous of me, what I've achieved, the lifestyle I live, this, that. And they can be, and they probably, the most jealous ones are the ones that are so much more richer than me. And I'm really in a great phase now where the Chinese just have embraced me so much. And then the white people here is just always, they're just weird. You know what I mean? They come with a colonial mentality. So even if they're low income white people and stuff, they come with a colonial mentality, and they'll blend with the Chinese because they believe they're in China, because they are in China, right? But they won't want to come and support a wealthy Indian. And that's just the truth. You know what I mean? White people here have problems with Indians. Okay, seriously, the ones that live here. Okay, not the white visitors, right? Americans who come here, Europeans who come here, they have no problems with Indians, right? But the white people who come to Hong Kong, and I've been here my entire life. I went to school, I went to British school with all white people. White people who come to live in Hong Kong have some sort of fucking problem with Indians. I don't know what the fuck it is. Okay, seriously. I don't know fucking what it is, but I know it fucking exists. You know, even the principal of my kid's school, I keep saying over and over again, right? For some reason, he thinks I'm a pedophile. And him and his senior team are always on alert if I'm on campus. I hardly even go to campus and stuff. And I've had this convo with him, and he can't answer me at all, aside from one video when I mentioned this. But I mentioned it a number of times, and it came up in the short, and the short went viral, right? And he called me and he asked me to take this down and stuff. But I mean, he's the worst fucking principal, honestly, in the history of the school. I went to the school. The school's over 150 years old. I think his name is Mark Paulson or something. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, the guy's an idiot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's done nothing. He's added no value whatsoever since he came. There was a guy, I think Mark Blackshaw, who was performing. I love this guy. I shot a video with this guy in his office and stuff. This guy was so aggressive and so involved with parents and students. And this Polsum's come in, and I said hi to him and introduced myself to him day one. But the guy is a fucking, I wouldn't say he's just a loser. I mean, like, he has no personality and no reality and no touch whatsoever. You know what I mean? He's short and plump. He doesn't know how to speak to people and stuff. Doesn't matter how educated you are. You know what I mean? He just lacks class. He lacks mentality. He lacks reality. You know what I mean? I think his name is Mark Paulson. I'm not so sure. But this guy's just awful. And I feel for the kids in the school, and I feel for the kids under Blackshaw. KG5 was going somewhere. Boom, right? And then Blackshaw exits and to work with the foundation itself. Why, oh why would they pull such a good guy? And then they put in this guy Paulson. I don't know where he came from, who he is, what his background is. But as a parent of 3 children in that school, as someone who went to that school for 7 years, and as a parent of 3 children who experienced the principal before Mark Blackshaw, as a parent of 3 children who has spoken to the head of the ESF, Linda Greer, many times and given her his support, I think she's very good. I think she's very, very good. And I think the government is tough on her and stuff. So I've always called her to give her support and stuff. But this guy, Mark Paulson, is absolutely the worst fucking principal of anything. I mean, we had principals for Kowloon Junior School, the Junior School Associate. I went to this junior school for 6 years. All 3 of my kids went to this junior school for 6 years, right? And we had one guy, Mark Cripps, who was brilliant, absolutely fucking brilliant. Unfortunately, he left his post to go on to bigger and better things for him, but he was so good. Can't remember who had between them. We had another guy who became a client of mine, tall New Zealander. Wish I fucking knew his name. He was a principal there for a while. He was so good. He came to buy clothes from me as well. I bumped into the rugby sevens last year. Neil O'Reilly is his name. Okay, Neil O'Reilly. What a brilliant fucking principal. Okay, Neil O'Reilly. And I bumped into the sevens. I never even asked him. He came straight to buy a jacket from me. You know, I mean, he was incredible. Such a good guy. This has nothing to do with me. It's about the kids, right? So, this is the problem, right? If Mark Paulson or anyone in the ESF is watching this, or this gets screen recorded and put on stuff, I've talked so good about KG5, right, and Kowloon Jr. I've talked so good about Mark Blackshaw, okay? I've talked so good about Belinda Greer. I've talked so good about Mark Cripps. There's 5 things said. I've talked so good about Neil O'Reilly, right? But I'm talking bad about Mark Paulson, who is just bloody awful, right? But I'll probably get contacted by the ESF or something saying that, why did you do this? Or we're going to sue you for defamation now and stuff. I'm going to sue me for defamation. I'm a parent. I'm allowed to say what I want. You know what I mean? I'm allowed to say what I want. After that video spiraled, and I took it down because I don't want to hurt anybody, right? And stuff. So many people approached me and talked about this. Should I, we have a kid that's 2, we have a kid that's 3, we have a kid that's 1, we have a kid that's 4. Roshan, forgive us from reaching out to you. This all DMs on Insta and stuff, right? Should we consider the ESF or should we consider something else? I said, bro, you can't ask me to make that decision for you. All I will say is that I went to ESF 13 years and my kids will be in ESF 13 years. I mean, you've got to meet with the schools and make the decision on your own. It's nothing to do with me. I can't vouch for any other institution because neither me or my kids have experienced it. And I'm not going to tell you not to go to the institution that I spent 13 years at and the institution my kids are going to spend 13 years at. I can't tell you not to go there. But I'm also not going to tell you to go there, right? You've got to do your own due diligence. And that's what I tell parents all the time. You've got to do your own due diligence. You've got to see what's the right match for you. Now, before, I don't know if this was under Mark Paulson's watch or late under Mark Blackshaw's watch, right? But all of a sudden the school went woke. All right. I mean, this is a British school, 150 years of history. You know what I mean? When I used to go there, Monday and Friday assembly, we used to have to say, Thou Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, etc., etc., etc. You know what I'm saying? Kids wear their shirts tucked out now. Their ties are not on. They don't have blazers. Even makes no fucking sense. We have blazers with a badge, tie had to be done, shirt had to be tucked in. Already the standard slipped so much. Okay, and I'm going to come to this in a second, right? Already the standard slipped so much. And then you go woke and you write an email to the parents. I didn't even understand woke was then, that, it's now going to be all about the kids and doesn't matter you're paying the fees, right? The only stakeholder is going to be the child. Fucking nonsense. I don't know if this came on the Paulson's watch or the back end of Blackshaw's watch. I don't fucking get this shit. It makes no fucking sense. I'm paying through the fucking roof. Over $2,000 a month for a child, right? For just fucking nonsense. I mean, I could tell you so many stories about this school and the teachers. See, my wife is on the board. All right. So my wife was chairman of the Parents Teachers Association for 4 years at Callan Junior. Now my wife's been on the board. Serena's in year 12, so it's lower 6. This is her 6th year on the board for the senior school. So I get a lot of insights into this stuff. And the whole thing about Mark Paulson thinking I'm a pedophile and the senior leadership team being on alert was given to me by 2 people in his office, 2 Chinese women. I can't tell you their names. My wife. I need my wife here, to tell the names. And I confronted Paulson with this when he asked me to take down the video. I said, why? These are 2 people from your office, these 2 Chinese ladies who have told me. They work for you. And they have told me that you think I'm a fucking pedophile. And you're very conscious when I'm on campus. You know what I'm saying? I mean, do you understand the kind of bullshit that came from this guy's mouth? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Do you understand the bullshit that 2 people, 2 administrative staff in his own office are fucking telling me. They're telling me openly, right, that this guy thinks you're a fucking pedophile. I will say it over and over again. They call their most famous alumni, they herald their most famous alumni, the lead singer of In Excess. He committed suicide. The guy committed suicide, yet he is heralded as the most famous alumni. Look at everything I have done, okay? Look how I have broken a different frontier across every single social media platform there is. Okay, I'm a trailblazer. I've worked with 3 American presidents personally. Okay, I've worked with Grammy award-winning artists, the Imagine Dragons. Okay, personally, I worked with 4-time Super Bowl MVP Terry Bradshaw. I worked with Oscar-winning actor. Who's the Gladiator? Tell me who the Gladiator is quickly. Oscar-winning actor. Who's the Gladiator? Okay, I've worked with 2-time Oscar-winning actor Kevin Spacey. I've worked with Oscar-winning actress Sigourney Weaver. Okay, and Russell Crowe. I've worked with Russell Crowe and stuff. And the list can go on and on and on and on and on, right? Okay. I'm not on their Wikipedia. I'm not on their website. I'm nothing. There's so many different alumni that they rank. I'm a justice of peace for the Hong Kong government, right? And stuff. But they won't list me because of this guy, Paulson. Am I bitter? I don't know, right? I just think the guy's so stupid, right? I think he's just rotten and stupid. So I don't know if I can even come to bitterness. I have so many accomplishments, right? The whole office is full of accomplishments. Every wall is adorned with my accomplishments. So do I want to be on KG5's Wikipedia? Do I want to be on their website as a heralded alumni? No. It's so low down the ladder. It's nothing. I'm whatever. But what I'm trying to tell you is, I'm not trying to tell you that I'm bitter or upset about this. I'm trying to tell you the rationale. Okay. All right. And it's all by this guy, Paulson. Really, really. And that's why I would put him in the dirty man category, because he knows it's not real, right? He knows it's not real. And, fuck KG5, okay? Absolutely fuck KG5. I just spoke again at the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. Second time. I've spoken at King's College London. I've spoken to Sharton College pre-COVID, which is part of the ESF. I have spoken to the Hang Seng Management College here. I've spoken to Chinese University of Hong Kong. I've spoken to Hong Kong Baptist University, and so many American universities, including Oklahoma Wesleyan multiple times, St. Louis University multiple times, and University of Texas Austin so many times. So this is what I mean. This guy's a dirty guy, right? Mark Paulson. I mean, I didn't even expect to talk about him. How did we even get on this topic? But he's just a pudge. I don't know pudge. I mean, he looks like that. He's small and round like Humpty Dumpty and stuff. He looks like a Mr. Man. You know what I mean? And then you had Blackshaw before him, tall, nice. I wouldn't call him handsome, but tall and slim, right? And he has an aura, right? I invented aura. In this era, I invented aura, right? In this era, I invented aura. I mean, I'm the king of drip, edging, okay, Riz and aura. All right, screenshot that stuff. And this guy's just a pudge. And who would want a pudge as the leader of the school that your 3 children are going to? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, my job is to teach my kids confidence and courage. I give them great foundations of money. They have lots of money. They have everything, right? They have a driver, clothes, everything, right? But there's no use to all of that, right? You can be a poor person, right? But if you can still have drip, you can still have aura, you can have riz, but you need courage, you need confidence, right? And so Serena, I don't engage with. She hates me, right? Straight up. But Sari and Rian, Sari, in the limited times that we talk to each other and stuff, I teach her courage and I teach her confidence. And Rian, I'm always teaching courage and confidence. My kids are in awe of me, honestly, especially the youngest two. Serena's my enemy. I don't know why. She fucking hates me. She doesn't like all this shit. But wherever we go, I mean, I've said this over and over to you again, and I like this stuff. And the friend who shed me thinks is stupid about me, right? But I only want to go where the golden carpet is rolled out. Seriously. I can only go where the golden carpet is rolled out. So that's why I said to you guys, you've got to dress up. Nobody's going to respect you. You know what I mean? This guy, Jay Board, openly says, no, I'm a slob. It doesn't make any sense. Danielle says she loves the opportunity to dress up always. Every second is an opportunity to dress up. Okay? Except when you're going to bed yourself, unless you want to dress up for that as well, right? I don't really want to. When I go to bed with women and stuff, I've never dressed up for it, right? But women will always dress up for me when they go to bed with me. Do you get what I'm saying, right? The most ultimate of lingerie and stuff, right? That's what a woman wants to do for me, right? And that's what it is. That's the type of woman that I like, right? Type of woman that I like. If I'm going to make love to her, right? She's gonna bust out the best lingerie. If she knows she's gonna come make love to me and stuff, she's gonna go out and buy amazing lingerie, or I'll go with her and buy it and stuff, whatever, you know what I mean, and so forth. But that's the life that I live, because that's the life I was brought up on. That's the life that I saw on television. That's the life I saw on USA TV and movies, right? So I grew up being shaped by USA TV and movies and Indian culture and romance and stuff. And now suddenly, what's happened to the USA? You know what I mean? There's no more Rocky and Rambo and all that stuff and The Graduate and whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's all fucking shit. I think the breaking point was when Winona Ryder and Ethan Hawke made that stupid movie on Gen X, and I'm a Gen Xer. And that movie was fucking stupid, embracing doing nothing, embracing being a bum. She throws away her whole career being so smart to be with a bum and not with the guy who's successful. And then, that leads to whatever comes after Gen X. And it's just been a disaster in the United States. Your value set outside of, like, say, a strong Christian community, right? Regardless of the domination, right? Is it domination? Yeah, regardless of the Christian domination, the value set outside of a strong Christian community, the value set outside of a strong Jewish community, regardless of the domination, right, is so poor now. You know what I mean? In the United States, it's so poor, right? And that's why you have Americans with no value sets and stuff, right? And wanting to show their toes to everybody, and not thinking anything. You've got a goalkeeper who's given the presidential medal or whatever. This guy's a hero. You know what I mean? You've got to give him that respect. But Americans, very few Americans are like that. And, the problem with England is that they hate the monarchy now. They hate the lordships. They hate the awards and stuff. Why? Why are you hating people who have worked hard? Why are white people, okay, in the, and no, let me take that back. Why are people in white countries like the United States and the United Kingdom hating on the rich and hating on the successful? I fucking can't stand that. I don't get it. I don't get it. The United Kingdom is such an amazing system of awarding stuff like MBEs, OBEs, CBEs, knighthoods. This is historical stuff. And then you've got the woke of that country, purely the woke, not the purists. Okay, purely the woke. Maybe they're not born white, they're born fucking some other color. I'm not born white. I don't care about fucking white people. Bro, I love being Indian. Okay, so let's not go into that discussion, right? Like, why? No, I'm not talking about white people. I'm talking about, yeah, I don't know, like, what is this? It's always the poor, it's always the woke, it's always the less well-to-do, it's always the non-whites, okay, hating on Parliament, hating on the monarchy and stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is the history of the country. This is the history of the country. This is the history of the United Kingdom that goes back centuries, you know what I mean? Knighthoods and awards and stuff. And then what, you come along, you're an immigrant, you come along, you're not born white, you're born another color, but you're born in the United Kingdom, and you want to spit on that, and you want to spit on Parliament and the House of Lords and on the monarchy and say that this award stuff should be stripped away. I don't understand. Why would you do that? Why would you want to spit on history? Here I'm telling you, I'm a Hindu, right? And, I went to KG5 and the first day, my principal was Miss Smith, and we have assembly. And I don't even know what the fuck is going on. And we suddenly have to say this prayer. Dear Father, thou art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy whatever, this, that. And I was like, okay, you know what I mean? This is interesting shit. I'm not going to turn into a fucking Christian, right? I'm not here to be brainwashed and stuff. And I thought it was a good thing. And they said this prayer, some other prayer in my kid's kindergarten, okay, which is, they call it an international kindergarten. It's run by two Chinese people. I can't remember, Roy and his wife Angela set it up, okay, and stuff. And the kids in kindergarten used to say prayer, and now this is all taken away, right? Like, why are weirdos? Like, why are non-white people in white countries want to tear up the whole history of whiteness? Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? Like I'm a brown guy. I don't support the Ku Klux Klan or anything, right? But I'm saying, why are white people, non-white people, born in white countries like the United States and the United Kingdom, want to tear up white history? Okay, that kind of shit annoys me. You know what I mean? I don't like this watering down of stuff. Now, if they were doing that in India, or if they were doing that in China, I'd see the same stuff, guys. Because I can't change when I was born. I grew up on this good shit, right? So I try to instill that stuff into my children, right? And when I introduce my kids to people of significance, I openly openly list out their resume, okay, the achievements. And when I introduce people that I know to other people I know, I openly list their resumes. They deserve that respect. If they've been anointed, if they've been awarded by government, they should be given that respect. And I believed in that, and that is my value set. And it's something like my dad drilled that into me. I know he believes in that value set and stuff, right? But it's not like he schooled me every single day. You've got to be this way, you've got to be that way. I just grew up seeing it, and I grew up appreciating it. You know what I'm saying? I like people in power. I like people who are wealthy because they've worked hard to get there. I don't give a fuck if they got there through nepotism. Okay, that doesn't mean I like proud people. You know what I mean? Like rich Chinese billionaires who spit on me and stuff. They say no, and then say fuck you. I don't lick anyone's ass. I don't lick anyone's ass. But if someone is good to me, polite with me, I give them the respect that they deserve. Okay. Doesn't matter how rich you are, how famous you are, how anointed you are. You acted like a dick to me, I'll fuck you up. I'll fuck you up. I always say I'm the wrong guy to fuck with. You know what I mean? You sit there and think whatever the fuck you want. But always say I'm the wrong guy. Don't fuck with me. I don't go fucking with anyone. But you come fuck with me, I'll fuck you back. I'm the wrong guy to fuck with. You believe me in that. I'm fucking old school like a motherfucker, and I tell my kids this. And I teach my kids this. You gotta always take Serena out of the equation. Why did my wife marry me? You know what I mean? She could have married. My wife is gorgeous. Okay, there were guys that were much wealthier that were gunning for her. All right, she could have chosen just the money. I could told you that, or she could have chosen money and the vibe. Okay, she could have chosen money, lifestyle, this, that. She'd have Birkin. She'd have 6 vacations a year, 12 vacations a year, public holidays off. Not married to an asshole who works 7 days a week. Okay. But she liked the bad boy. She liked the fame. She liked the courageousness. She likes it that wherever she fucking goes, she gets recognized. I wish maybe I can call up an email here. Oh, I don't know if that spoils the YouTube feed if I do that. I hope it doesn't. I'm going to try this, okay? But this is an email that I wrote to a restaurant, okay? Let's see if I can pull it up for you, all right? So I'm making a booking for my wife. I believe that the YouTube screen is still running. Okay, so I write an email to this hotel the other day. I can't find it now. Son of a whore. Let's see if I can call up this other guy here. Hello. I want you to see something that I write. Let's go back to sent items. Fucking this, all sent. How about it? All sent? No, it doesn't work. Let's try and pair. What the fuck is with this mailbox? I hate the Apple mailbox. All sent. No. This is important. You'll understand in a second. Okay. Good morning, gentlemen. So I'm writing to the hotel manager, the general manager of the hotel. Listen to this. And the head of the food and beverage director. Good morning, gentlemen. How have you been? My wife will be at Hugo's for lunch today. Okay. Entertaining her best friend for her best friend's birthday. Please ask your team to try and ensure my wife looks like the celebrity wife she is in front of her friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate you always. The reply. Try and get this now. You've got to see this reply from the head of F&B. Okay. Good morning, Roshan. We've been well, and even better now knowing we have such an important VIP joining us at Hugo's today. Smiley face. He's just kidding around, right? Please rest assured that your wonderful wife is in very safe hands. We'll make sure she's well taken care of, and looks every bit like the celebrity wife she is while celebrating her best friend's birthday. Our team will ensure the experience is warm, attentive, and memorable, just as should be. Thank you always for your trust and support. We truly appreciate it. The point of this, guys, right, is that I have this ability, right, My wife is going for lunch. My kids are going for lunch. She said, I could call whoever the fuck is running the show. And I said, listen, okay, make sure that their fucking guest or the people they're with realize that these kids, my wife, are a fucking celebrity. Okay? Make it look like that for them. And I can do shit like that. And I do stuff like that. And I like stuff like that. And it's not like I call places and say, relationships are built for me this way. Okay? The random ones, not that amount of work. I built a relationship with this restaurant. I went there for lunch one day with Saloni, Sarah, and Rian. And the GM comes to me to introduce himself. And I said, how come you've come down to meet me? And he said, well, someone in my team messaged on the group chat and said, we have a celebrity here. And boom, the relationship was born that way. Okay? Somebody DM'd me this morning when I woke up and stuff, some Nepalese guy, and he said that it was amazing to serve you that night, this, that. I've been following you forever. And I said, but why didn't you ask me for a photo? He goes, no, I didn't want to do it in that situation. It's not professional. Plus, I'm shy. I was like, well, you should come to my store and buy a suit. I'll give you an amazing discount and I'll work with you myself and stuff. But these are building blocks, okay? And a lot of these building block stuff, a lot of this work stuff, a lot of this meritocracy stuff, a lot of this old school stuff, right? It is still predominant, okay? So to those of you out there, don't succumb to attacking the rich. Don't succumb to attacking the famous, the wealthy, the well-to-do. Don't succumb to attacking meritocracy. Don't succumb to attacking nepotism, okay? Build something and be someone. And if you can't build something and be someone, then you can join an organization and grow within that organization, right? So the head of Apple, he's not one of the founders, right? Right now. The head of Google is an Indian guy. He's not one of the founders right now, right? But they're world famous, are they not? Right? They join something and they work their way up. Dress up, you know what I mean? Dress up. Be somebody, be brave, be courageous. Don't join the bandwagon. Don't join the woke. Don't kill off history. Don't kill off history and tradition. Do not kill off history and tradition that has existed for centuries when you are much younger than that history and tradition. So I do not like people like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is not you throwing at me that, oh, I don't like poor people. I don't like non-famous people. No, I don't like people, okay, that are alive for only X amount of years, that want to kill off tradition and history, that scoff at, spit on, okay, disregard tradition and history that has been around for centuries, okay? You don't believe in it, you don't have to believe in it, right? Okay? But you don't have to create a campaign against it. And that's what I call the woke wagon, okay? I'm not interested in these woke wagons, these modern day woke wagons. There's no slavery. We're not breaking down barriers, that, okay? We're talking about tradition. We're talking about history. We're talking about value set. We're talking about meritocracy. We're talking about nepotism, okay? I don't like these woke wagons that people jump on to break shit down that has existed for centuries. And that's where I stand. And that's just me. And I'm proud of where I stand. I couldn't be prouder of myself. Okay? I've been relevant for a long time. I'm not falling off. And that's it. Now, listen, I've given you 67 minutes. I'm dying for a piss. So either ask me your questions, I'm shutting down because I've given you more of the hour. Danielle, I always appreciate you. Are there questions coming? They need to be. YouTube, you got 1 second to ask me a question. TikTok, you got 2 questions to ask me a question. And Instagram, you have 3 questions to ask, 3 seconds to ask me a question. You know, we can have Symptomatic, Felix, Ryan, Mohammed, Daniel, Jenny, and Will, Liam all ask a question. We can keep going, right? We can have, so it's fucking 22 people here. I can't call them up because my screen's frozen. Edward Brown, I love this jacket. This is not a new jacket. This is an old jacket with a lot of wear and tear. Can you see the back? Can you see the back? I don't know. You tell me. Can you see the back? This is an old jacket with a lot of shit going on that is beautiful, right? It's such a beautiful white jacket. I know Danielle will appreciate this. She's a fashionista. and stuff, right? So yeah, Edward Brown. Yeah, what a great monologue, Danielle. Right? I didn't write down a single note at all. I didn't write down a single note and stuff. So we've got like beggars here, like Chiante. Hi, would you give me a suit? Like, why would I give you a suit? Like, why would you ask that? You asking something like that is like disgusting. It's like a betrayal to your parents. Your parents bring you into this world and you're asking for stuff for free, like a beggar. You know what I mean? This is the lowest of class. Why would you choose to be low class? Why would you choose to be low class? You didn't say you would pay for it. You said, can you give me a suit? Okay, you said that twice. Don't turn around. I've got your text here. Hi, would you give me a suit? I don't own one. Then, hello, can you give me a suit? I don't want one. I don't own one. Now you're saying you'll pay for it? Bullshit. This is beggars. If you have friends, associates like this, you stay clear away from them. Don't associate your value set with these type of people. Okay? Do not associate your value set with these type of people. Stay away from beggars. Stay away from people who ask for free shit. Don't ever ask for free stuff. Don't put yourself in that category. You're going to spoil your life. You're going to spoil people's impression of you straight away. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, business in HK is fucking booming. Tourism in HK is fucking booming. You've got to come here, guys. You're missing out on a mega city, a beautiful city, an amazing city. I'm telling you, all I tell you is come to Hong Kong. I extol the virtues of Hong Kong over and over and over and over and over again. All right. And you guys are just not showing up. I don't know where you're going. Where are you going to fucking Cancun to get drunk or something? It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? We've got a guy called Art Friedland who's coming for the 6th time now. He's going to be here in June. You know what I mean? He bit the bullet. He came to Hong Kong and he realizes what an amazing place this is. You get what I mean? So I'm getting no questions now from all the people that are online. So first, thank you so much. First, I'm going to say bye to you. I'll stay if they're questions. But you don't want to ask questions, go fuck yourselves then, right? And yeah, Paris hookups. I'm coming to Paris. I need a hookup, please, for hotel. Bye, YouTube, and thank you. Yes, I want to end the stream.